Welcome to Street Sense, where I share with you uncommon wisdom tips to help you succeed in your finances, career, business, and relationships. My name is Maxwell Mensah. You can call me Talent Man. Today I'm sharing with you 7 success secrets from BigGodwin Martey, the overall winner of the 40 Under 40 Awards 2021 that took place just over the weekend. But before I get into it, I want to urge you, if you are new to my channel, and if you are an old viewer, kindly don't forget to subscribe to my channel now, like this video, leave a comment for me, and share the video so others can come and learn what you'll be learning on my channel. So let's get into it. 7 success secrets from BigGodwin Martey. I must say that BigGodwin Martey is one awesome young man who I have gotten to meet, and ever since I got to meet him on social media, that is on Facebook, I think from 2012 or 2013 thereabouts, he's someone who really challenges people to move out of their comfort zone. He has something he says, violently disturb your comfort zone. He's an amazing man and a friend. And I must say that he winning the awards over the weekend was a very lovely thing, because, you know, there are people who win awards and you know they really deserve the award. And there are people who win the awards and then everyone is like, hey, now we're so free not buy, so, I mean, what does he do? BigGodwin Martey really deserves the awards that he got. In fact, he won the award for best software and then the overall winner. And I say kudos to you, congratulations to you, BigGodwin Martey. On behalf of all the members of Butterfly Award, I say congratulations to you, BigGodwin Martey, on the award you just won. But we are coming to learn a few things from BigGodwin Martey that I believe when you apply in your own life, you are going to have successes in all areas of your life. So let's get into it. 7 success secrets from BigGodwin. The first one is that prayer produces results. Prayer produces results. If there's anyone who is a very serious prayer warrior that I know of, who is not a pastor, I can say BigGodwin Martey is one of the people. BigGodwin really loves prayers. He really loves prayers. And if you are someone who follows him on social media, especially Facebook, by now you should know that he is someone who is always about prayer. Besides everything he does, he makes sure that he always calls everyone on to prayer. As a matter of fact, he's someone who has prayer sessions live prayer sessions on Facebook almost every day. Almost every day, BigGodwin is holding prayer sessions. And sometimes, looking at his busy schedules, the kind of meetings he has to go to, the kind of appointments he has, his busy schedules as a CEO of Websoft, I mean, you should expect that sometimes you should calm down a bit and, you know, and not have the prayer sessions all the time. But sometimes, even midnight, he will start prayer sessions from, say, 12 a.m. on Facebook, and he will say 1 hour prayer session, but he will go on to, say, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. And when he's done, he still has the energy to still continue work. BigGodwin Martey is someone who has really proven to me, and for those of us who follow him on social media, that prayer really produces results. He is very serious about prayer. BigGodwin is a very serious prayer person. He is so invested into prayer, and it's one thing that I really learned from him. And, you know, those of us who are part of the Butterfly World platform, we have learned so much from him very closely. And then I have realized that really prayer produces results. So if you want to be successful and you are looking out to BigGodwin, or you really want to pick one or two things from BigGodwin Martey, it is that one of the first things that you have to learn is that prayer produces results. So if you are struggling in your own life, Charlie, bring in some prayer, invite God into your situation. Whether the times are good or bad, make it a habit to always invest in prayer. Secondly, is to speak and act with unflinching faith. Speak and act with unflinching faith. When BigGodwin speaks, he speaks as though all the monies in the world are under his jurisdiction, or he controls all the wealth in the world. And indeed, he does. We all do as believers and as Christians. But BigGodwin is someone who speaks and acts with so much faith that you wonder, I mean, does he really have all the resources to do the things he wants to do? I don't know, because I'm not in his bank account. But from the way he speaks, and from the way he acts, and from the results I see all around him, BigGodwin is someone who speaks and acts with unflinching faith, and his faith produces the results that he gets in his life. BigGodwin is a serious, he has very serious, crazy faith. His faith is crazy. And I mean, when he keeps talking about violently disturb your comfort zone, you see, you can't move with faith if you are not ready to violently disturb your comfort zone. Or you can't violently disturb your comfort zone if you don't have unflinching faith. And that is one thing I have learned from BigGodwin, to speak and act with unflinching faith. Charlie, BigGodwin, serious. He's someone who acts with a lot of unflinching faith. The next thing you can learn from BigGodwin is that you don't need to be a pastor to do God's work. You don't need to be a pastor to do God's work. And this is one thing that, anyone who knows BigGodwin very well can testify. BigGodwin is not yet a pastor. He's not yet an ordained pastor, but he even does much more work than probably most pastors that you will know around you. The guy, he's always all about God's work, all about God's people. And even during the 40 under 40 awards where he picked the awards, those of you who have seen the snippets of what happened, he spent a moment going into God's word, talking about Christ on stage. On such a platform, many people would just say, oh, thank you to my parents, or you just casually say, thank you, God, for making this possible. Thank you to my parents. Thank you to my wife, whoever it is. Thank you to whoever it is that they want to give their praises to or their thanks to. But BigGodwin took the time to give God praise. Look, you don't need to be a pastor. And I want you to really understand this very well. You don't need to be a pastor to do God's work. As a matter of fact, we are not called out to be pastors before you can do God's work. We are called out to be followers of Christ. So as a follower of Christ, whether you're a pastor or not, you need to be committed to the calling, which is to go out into the world and preaching the gospel. You need to do that, whether you're a pastor or not. And that is one thing that BigGodwin reiterates in his daily work, that you don't need to be a pastor to do God's work. The next thing I have learned about BigGodwin that is really attractive about him is that be passionate about what you do. Be passionate about what you do. BigGodwin is someone who is so passionate about what he does. I keep calling him BigGodwin, but from now I'll shift to calling him CBO. Those of you who don't know what CBO is, CBO means Chief Butterfly Officer. He's the Chief Butterfly Officer of Butterfly Your World, and you see the projects we do all around. BigGodwin is so passionate about what he does, whether it's his business, whether it's his ministry, whether it's with giving to society, helping people. He's passionate about every single thing he does. Passionate about everything he does. Passionate about everything he does. And you realize that the passion he gives to his business is the same passion he gives to his ministry, to helping people on the streets. BigGodwin is so passionate about everything he does. His passion is serious. There are times when, of course, I don't live with him, so I don't know his daily routine. But then, at least from the interactions we have on our WhatsApp and on Facebook, he's kind of busy all the time. Going for meetings here and there, having appointments that he has to honor all the time, going onto the street to help the poor and needy. And then after doing all this during the day, in the night he will still come online and have prayer sessions for say 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. After the prayer sessions, probably say around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., where you'd expect that as a busy guy or as a busy man, he's been busy all day and he should be tired, he should have some rest. You will still find him saying he's going to continue working. The guy is practically working all the time. Of course, he does have his rest, but then because of the passion he has for what he does, so he's always energized, he always has the strength, the energy, the zeal to go about, whether it is his business, his ministry, helping people on the streets. BigGodwin has really taught me, and those of you who know him, that Charlie, it is really worth it to be passionate about what you does. About what you do. Whatever you find yourself doing, be passionate about it. Show that you really love what you're doing, and see, be fully passionate about it. Be fully committed to what you do. That is one thing I have learned about BigGodwin. So, if you really admire him and you want to be like him, or surpass him, or do stuff like he does, Charlie, learn to be passionate about what you do. The next thing is to feed the poor and needy in society. To feed the poor and needy in society. As a matter of fact, see, I said in one of my episodes that sometimes you are someone who spends 1,000 cedis a week. You spend 1,000 cedis a week, and you sometimes feel that, oh, probably you could spend more. But I want to submit to you that there is someone who needs even just 50 cedis to live on for a whole month. 50 cedis to live on for a whole month. So you are spending 1,000 cedis for a week, and you think, oh, you are not rich enough, you don't have enough money, you are trying to look out to people who have made so much money. But there are people who need just 50 cedis to rely on for a whole month. There are people in our society who are poor and who are needy, who, see, no matter what they do, they can't make the money you are making. And so, no matter how much you are earning, so far as you are living comfortably in your own home, even if it's not your own home, but you are renting and you are able to pay your rent, understand that there are people in society who are poor and needy, who don't have what you have, who need you to survive at least. Some 1 cedi you give them on the street, some 2 cedis, some 10 cedis. No matter how little your support is to them, find a way to help the poor and needy in society. Find a way to help the poor and needy in society. And that is one thing I've really learned about Big Godwin. On our platform, the Butterfly Award, we have monthly programs where we go onto the streets to help the poor and needy in society. And I remember one time when we went out on a Sunday to help the poor and needy in society. We went to airport area, we went to Madabraka. We just went to feed them, with different kinds of stuff, with nose mask and all that. And then after the Sunday, we still had some of the things that we gave out. We still had some left in this car. So a few of us agreed that on the Monday, we'll still go out there to give it out to the people on the streets. So on Monday, we went out to help people on the streets. And this one, it is not as though someone told me. I was there myself. Besides what we went out there to give to the people, Big Godwin just went into the car and just took out a bundle of money. And before we left there, he spent almost 2,000 cedis just giving out cash to the poor and needy on the streets. People who he doesn't know from anywhere. They are not his relatives. They can never pay him back the favor he has done to them. But he helped people. He spent close to 2,000 cedis right there on the streets. Within 1 hour, he has spent such an amount of money. Monies he won't get back. He won't get back, at least from them. He won't get back from them. But of course, God who rewards people who feed the poor and needy in society would definitely replenish whatever he lost that day and whatever he keeps losing every day. There are people who Big Godwin helps that he doesn't even post on social media. There are some he posts on social media, and you can see that he's spending so much money helping the poor and needy in society. People who can't pay him back. People can't pay him back, but he's being of help to them. And if you are someone who is earning at least enough to take care of yourself, I believe you can also spare some 10 cedis, some 20 cedis, some 1 cedi every month or every week to help the poor and needy in society. So learn this from Big Godwin. And if you can't do on the large scale like he does, at least some little money you can give. If it's your neighbor, if it's someone in your area who is poor, who is needy, help someone. Learn to help the poor and needy in society. The next one is to remain humble. To remain humble. For those of you who know Big Godwin, with all that he has achieved in his short life on earth, at least 40 and 40 there, that should tell you he's not yet 40 years old. He's still a young man. For all that he has achieved, it is very easy for pride to set in, for him to become proud and not respect people and talk to people anyhow. But you see from Big Godwin's life that he treats everyone the same, equally. He respects everyone, whether you are poor or you are rich, whether you can help him in life or not. He has a way of being so humble that he treats everyone equally. Learn to be humble. There are people who have made some small money in life. Sometimes you haven't even gained so much in life, or just some small money you have, some small car you bought, small iPhone 13 you bought, small something you have in life. You feel proud. You feel like, hey, you are the boss. People should bow to you. People should respect you and give you all the accolades in life. Learn to be humble from what we learned from Big Godwin. And then finally, don't despise little beginnings. Don't despise little beginnings. Big Godwin, if you know Big Godwin, if you've heard the story, he didn't start out as a rich guy. He keeps saying it all the time that he's from a very poor background. Very poor background, growing up in Nigeria, coming here to Ghana, the kind of lifestyle he was living as a young man. Very poor. He recounts how he was teaching at university, sorry, I think it was Cape Coast Polytechnic, yeah. And then he didn't have enough money, but then Charlie, he still found a way to remain passionate, going there every time, during the week, coming to Accra to do some day jobs. And then when he had his own car wash company, where he used to go to people's homes to wash their cars for them. Don't despise little beginnings. And even now that he has made so much money, he still has so much to live on. Recently, when he started his own beverage company and he produces water, he keeps saying that he drives to supply the water himself. In his own car, a 4x4, he packs the bags of sachet water into his own 4x4 and goes out there to look for customers to supply the water to them. Look, if you want to be rich, if you want to be big in life, learn not to despise little beginnings. Every big tree you see now began with a little seed that was put into the earth and started as a little seedling, germinated, and now you can see the big thing. So if you want to learn from Big Godwin, out of all these things that I have mentioned, I think that learn not to despise little beginnings. Sometimes we despise people when they're starting little. When I went, see he's poor, this thing, see how wretched he looks. What does he even have? Does he have a car? Does he have his own house? Does he have nice suits? Does he have what we have? Does he have the kind of money we have? And we tend to despise people who are having their little beginnings. But BigGodwin is someone who doesn't despise little beginnings. He knows where he has come from, and he never hides it. He always talks about it. And so he has learned how to also respect people who are having their little beginnings. And he has a way of supporting people who are starting from little beginnings. I remember recently when one lady on our group platform, BigGodwin, he just came from nowhere and said he wants to bless someone. And randomly he just picked someone. And he blessed the person. And he has blessed so many people. Look, learn not to despise your little beginnings. At least that's one thing you can learn from BigGodwin. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Street Sense with me, Maxwell Mensah. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly subscribe. If you are new on my channel, kindly subscribe. If you're an old viewer, kindly subscribe so you can always get the updates anytime I upload new content. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next episode.